all of Canada's provinces have now said no to American alcohol. But the maker of Jack Daniel's is calling the Canadian response disproportionate, saying it's worse than a tariff because it's literally taking your sales away, completely removing products from the shelves. Despite protesting the removal, the company's CEO says they can take the hit because Canada represents just 1% of its total sales.
Canadians woke up to news that hit hard. Jack Daniel's, the iconic Tennessee whiskey, one of America's most famous exports, suddenly vanished from shelves. This was no accident. It was part of a boycott, designed to retaliate against U.S. tariffs. Provincial liquor boards thought it would send a strong message to Washington. Instead, within days, the move is blowing up badly. Bars can't fill orders, loyal customers are left disappointed, and social media, it's exploding with outrage. What was supposed to be a bold stand is quickly spiraling into a nationwide embarrassment. Before we dive deeper, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps us bring you the truth behind the headlines. Canadians aren't just missing their favorite whiskey, they're witnessing the fallout of a government gamble that went too far. The backlash is intense, and it's only just starting. Prime Minister Mark Carney had pitched the boycott as a bold strike, proof Canada wouldn't fold under Trump's tariffs. On paper, sure, it sounded tough. In reality, the damage was fast and brutal. Jack Daniel's and other U.S. spirits disappeared overnight, leaving liquor stores with empty shelves and bars scrambling for substitutes. Domestic options tried to step in but weren't enough to satisfy customers. Orders lagged, routines were disrupted, and normalcy disappeared. This isn't just about logistics, it feels personal. Canadians feel like pawns in a political stunt, forced to pay the price for symbolism that was never supposed to hit their wallets. Business owners now warn of lost income and looming layoffs, while distributors face growing pressure with dwindling supply. Headlines scream of chaos. What was supposed to be a sign of resolve is now a public humiliation, leaving Carney angry, frustrated, and struggling to regain control. While Canadians deal with shortages and delays, Trump enjoys a very different morning. From his perspective, the tariffs are working exactly as planned. Jack Daniel's missing from shelves doesn't hurt. America proves the US holds the advantage. Trump can point to headlines and empty shelves as proof that Canada's counterpunch collapsed. Meanwhile, Canada looks frantic. What was framed as strength is now pure chaos. The contrast is stark. Trump looks calm and in control. Canada looks desperate and uncertain. And every empty bottle tells the bigger story of power and credibility. Canada tried to hit back, but ended up exposing its weakness.
Frustrating. That's how Jack Daniel's parent company is describing Canada's decision to pull Tennessee whiskey along with all U.S. liquors off of its shelves amid a growing trade war. Welcome to News 2 at 4. I'm Corey Johnson. News 2's Nikki McGee spoke with distilleries who are hoping the U.S. and Canada can find common ground.
Tennessee whiskey. It's one of the exports the Mid-State is best known for.
Okay.
At Wednesday, you'd find bottles flying off the shelves in Canada, but not in a way Jack Daniel's parent company, Brown-Forman, would have hoped for.
I mean, that's worse than a tariff because it's literally taking your sales away.
Jack Daniel's is one of many American spirits now being taken off the shelves in Canada in response to a 25% tariff imposed by President Donald Trump Tuesday. Brown-Forman CEO Lawson Whiting addressing the elephant in the room during the company's earnings call Wednesday.
That's a very disproportionate response to a 25% tariff. So frustrating.
Brown-Forman leaders say Canada only makes up about 1% of their sales, so they should be okay.
The fallout is spreading fast. Consumers are furious, feeling trapped in a political experiment gone wrong. Bars and restaurants are struggling, switching to domestic brands that don't satisfy. Distributors are scrambling for whatever supply they can salvage, while shop owners fear revenue losses and staff cuts. The headlines add fuel. Canadian liquor market social feeds are flooded with photos of empty shelves. What was pitched as a bold stand is now a PR disaster. Carney wanted to show strength, but instead revealed dependence on U.S. imports. Even loyal supporters are questioning him. Why should ordinary Canadians pay for a symbolic gesture meant for Washington? This isn't just about whiskey, it's about trust. Each missing bottle reminds Canadians of a government overreach that cost them personally. Carney is left furious, watching his plan crumble. Jack Daniel's parent company slammed the boycott as worse than tea, and the numbers prove it. Sales didn't just decline, they cratered. Liquor stores in Ontario and Quebec reported plunging revenue. Bars are desperate for alternatives. Distributors are stretched thin. What was meant to showcase resolve has become a major crisis. Consumers are left with brands they don't want. Businesses warn of layoffs, even bankruptcy. The ripple effects go beyond Jack Daniel's, they're multiplying fast. Trump, meanwhile, points to the chaos. Claiming America is untouched while Canada suffers, the optics are brutal. Carney looks cornered, his plan collapsing, while Trump appears calm and victorious. The boycott meant to punish the US is punishing Canadians instead. The numbers don't lie. Sales cratered, shelves emptied, and supply chains broke down. Some provinces defend the move, others quietly scramble to restock. The tension is on full display, with politicians pointing fingers. What began as a calculated trade decision is now a political circus. Globally, the story is worse. US companies shift supply elsewhere, leaving Canada exposed. The world is watching, concluding Canada looks divided, unprepared, and dependent. By the time the dust settled, Carney's plan had backfired spectacularly. He promised Canada wouldn't bow to US pressure, yet instead revealed weakness. Jack Daniel's became a symbol of government overreach. Trump's tariffs stayed, US companies adapted. Canadian consumers were left with unwanted brands. Every American toast with Jack Daniel's highlighted Canada's misstep. Bars, stores, and distributors dealt with fallout while Carney's image took damage at home and abroad. A fight over tariffs turned into something much bigger. Lesson in the cost of making bold political plays without preparing for the consequences. Trump came out looking steady and victorious. Canada ended up with empty bottles, angry consumers, and an unwanted crisis. And that's all for today, folks. From all of us here at Zone Media Network, you can also catch me on American Zone for the latest US news. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support helps us keep exposing the stories behind the headlines. Thanks for watching, much love, and I'll see you in the next one.